Welcome, my darling pretties, to our Beyond the Dawn of Business podcast for pretty, empowered female entrepreneurs. It's time to step into your power, pretties. Lift each other, support the squad, and choose a life filled with the autonomy and freedom to live your dreams. I'm your host, Dawn Beth, owner and founder of Beyond the Dawn digital business brand and agency. My coffee is hot and my eyelashes are on, so we are ready to go. Hi, and welcome to today's episode. So today I want to talk to you about the stress of this time of year on business owners. I have spoken to so many of my clients this week that are feeling the stress and strain already in coming into what is one of the highest consumer areas of the year. You know, we're getting into the fourth quarter properly and truly, and it's making us reflect, it's making us consider what we have to offer, it's making us worry about our families, Christmas, the heating's going on, there's lots of horrible things happening around the world, and it can get quite big. Now, the majority of the clients that I work with, the majority of pretties, are women who have lots and lots of things going on in their lives. So a lot of times they have families, they have children, they have parents that they're caring for, they have all sorts of different life changes happening to them. Many of my clients are ADHD, many of my clients are perimenopausal or menopausal. You know, this is just life. It's all of the different areas of life, and unfortunately there's never an ideal time or an ideal state for us to be in to be able to keep things rolling. Now, of course, there's going to be times that are harder than others. If your time is impacted, if you're finding yourself incredibly stressed because of deadlines, if you're going through personal trauma or healing or dealing with any kind of grief, that's going to have some impact. You may also have had an influx of new customers, which has given you a different view of your business and given you an opportunity to look at what needs to be changed in order to service a higher number of people. That happened to one of my clients last week. We've been working together for about 8 months. We've put lots of things in place to elevate her business to a stage where she can sell lots of lovely evergreen products, but also so she has more ease and flow when she's doing her live launches. And of course, things have fallen into place, everything has slotted into place, and exactly what she wished for has happened. And what it has done is it's highlighted other areas of the business that now need a little bit of review, and that can be stressful because quite often we can plan and have great intentions around how we want things to be, and then still have some learnings on the other side of that when it actually is our reality. And we're not always going to get everything right, we're not always going to get everything perfect, but you are going to learn things and you will eventually sort it out. And there's a trust that you have to have in yourself. And all of that's fine, but it's a mental load. And we need to recognise that it's a mental load. We need to recognise that actually it can be quite a lot, and it can affect our health, it can affect our emotional health, our well-being, our mental health, our physical health, and it needs to be addressed ahead of time. Now, last December, I remember having lots and lots of emails from clients, worried emails, panics about how actually the work that needed to be done before I could go off for Christmas hasn't been done. I'm going to have to work in between the Christmas time period when I should have been off. Like, my out of office is going to be on my emails, but I'm secretly going to be working the entire 2 or 3 weeks when I'd really wanted to give myself the time off. First and foremost, the reason why I'm bringing that up in October is because now is the moment to make sure that you have everything prepared and solidified in terms of planning so that that doesn't happen to you this year. And if you're one of my clients that emailed me last year, then this is your loving reminder so that we don't have that same situation as last year. I know we got through it, but we don't want to be doing that. You need your time. You need to be able to spend time with the people that you care about. You need downtime. You need to be able to step back. Quite often, those are our genius moments. Those are our moments when we check in with ourselves. Those are the moments where actually things become super clear for us, and especially going into a new year, which automatically has a psychological state of a new slate, of new opportunities, of new changes, new chapters. You have the chance to make a complete difference. So you want to allow yourself those moments. Quite often, we will power through. The mental load gives us this motivation. We must power through. We believe that things can't give. We believe that things are not flexible. And we make decisions based in fear and based in expectation, quite often that we lay on our own doorstep, not necessarily the expectations of our teams, our families, or our clients, despite what you might think. Now, if you're sat and you're listening to this and you're thinking, that's all well and good, Donnie, but my clients really do want things by deadline and they really do want, everything to be perfect. The best thing that I can suggest is communication, okay? Quite often, boundaries and expectations, even when communicated well once or twice, are not fully understood by another party. They have to be enforced. And wouldn't it be fantastic if you could just outline a boundary once and have somebody on the other side of that boundary understand it, accept it, and completely just get it? That would be fabulous. But it doesn't happen very often. And usually, when it does happen, it's because the person on the other side is well established in protecting and enforcing their own boundaries. So they have an understanding and awareness of that, okay? This mental load is often created by us wanting to please. So for instance, you come to me and you buy a red and a blue and a yellow ball. And then 3 months later you come to me and say, oh, was there a pink ball included in what I bought? And you go back and say, no, let's have a look back. No, that wasn't the colour that was included, but you can have a pink ball if you do this, this and this, or unfortunately I can't provide a pink ball for you and that was never agreed. That's quite clear cut and that's fine. But there are hundreds of little nuances when you begin to work with somebody over when they can expect things to be delivered, how often they expect for you to communicate with them, how often they will have direct connection to you, or how often they can have direct connection to your team, whether they will be able to access your website in the middle of the night at 3 a.m. or whatever. There's so many different things that can go uncommunicated or can be communicated once or twice but not land. Okay? It's nobody's fault. There's no bad guy here. It's not a big deal. But it is something that we have to be aware of, because quite often, if those expectations are changed, they are changed due to either somebody on the other side not understanding the boundaries, you not enforcing the boundary, which creates confusion for the person on the other side, or you trying to over-deliver in order to create amazing customer service situations, which is actually the best and only reason to put yourself in that position. But quite often, because you're worried that you're doing something wrong and it's attached to your self-worth, okay? So for instance, you might have set out to have a project that will take 18 weeks. On week 7, you might get an email from the client saying, okay, where is this going now? Am I actually going to receive this? What's going on? You might internalize that and go, oh my gosh, the client believes that they should have it back. I'm not doing my job properly. I'm not delivering this fast enough. This isn't how it's meant to be. So I will neglect the original agreement of 18 weeks and I will make sure that we deliver 10 weeks early. And I'll put that load on myself and I'll make sure that all of these things happen and I'll over deliver. Don't get me wrong, over-delivering and under-promising is always good for your business. However, if you are allowing for other people's expectations, the communication to not be right, or for you to not stand strong in your boundaries in terms of what is actually being offered, then you will create situations where the mental load and the pressure are too high. Okay, and at this time of year, when we've got 1,000,001 things going on ourselves, we're about to walk into what is a really good opportunity for us to sell more products in terms of Black Friday, Small Business Saturday, Cyber Monday, and then the whole Christmas consumerism period, and then the whole sales consumerism period straight after. It can feel a bit too much. It can feel like you're trying to figure out how many people are coming for Christmas dinner. You don't know what you're buying your niece for Christmas yet. You're not quite sure if your children are going to want that thing or that thing. Like, when do the kids finish from school? Can I actually take the time away from work to spend with my family? How are we going to get to Auntie Jones for, Christmas Eve brandy, like whatever it is, and then all of the business stuff on top of that as well. So this is my loving suggestion for you at this point, to review what you've got going on between now and the 1st of January, and to really plan things out with some delicacy. Make sure that you are openly offering the opportunities for boundaries to be fully executed on your side. Make sure that you are not at any point putting yourself under extra strain and pressure where there doesn't need to be that extra strain and pressure. And whenever you can, give yourself the opportunities for more rest, for more sleep, for more chances for you to take step backs between now and January, so that you are at your absolute optimum level of thinking and CEOing that you possibly can be. Okay? Give yourself that chance. Give yourself the opportunity to truly do that. It's super, super important. Now, another thing that I want you to consider is that when you look to your left or you look to your right, another sister is dealing with the same mental load. Okay? So during this period, extra kindness to everybody around you is needed. Not just because we're walking into Christmas and Christmas is the season of goodwill, although that's fabulous. Also because a lot of us are feeling a very similar way. We're all kind of catching that vibe. Depending on how you feel about universal energies, there's an awful lot of stuff going on with the planets right now as well. And although, that might seem a bit woo, the truth of the matter is, the moon affects the tides, the tides affect the weather affects our mood. And even if you look at it from a scientific point, like these things do have bearing. So, I'm going to keep it short and sweet. I'm going to offer you the opportunity to share. Come into the free group. Let us know how you're feeling. If you want to just lay it all out and use us as your free therapy for the next few weeks, please do. Just let us know how you're feeling. There is a community of wonderful people who will hold you and support you during this time. You may even be able to get some ideas on how you can do things in a better way for you, that works for you, that supports what you're trying to achieve. But just know that mental load, if not addressed early enough, may affect how well you are. And if you're the type of person who physically takes emotional and mental stress and it turns into something physiologically, then just imagine how many times you have allowed yourself to reach that near moment of burnout and missed a Christmas or missed a holiday, or as soon as you stop, you get poorly because it's coming out of you. Okay? I love the saying about how, you see people drowning and instead of jumping in and trying to save them at the drowning stage, you have to walk up the riverbank to see what's pushing them in. And that's why I wanted to address this now in October, because we have 2 months where this is going to ramp up and ramp up and ramp up, and it's just going to continue to get more stressful and more and more and more. So this is the moment, darlings. This is the moment to think about it. This is the moment to put things in place to take care of you and to make sure that you're not allowing these things to get too much. Okay? Have a fantastic week. I can't wait to speak to you again next time. Thank you for all the love on the podcast at the moment. It has been crazy how much it's grown in the last couple of months. Do keep sharing it with your friends. And until next time, I will see you then. If you're loving our Pretty podcast, come on over to Social Pretties, our online safe house and sisterhood community. It's a safe space where female entrepreneurs connect and thrive in a warm, welcoming fold of pretty amazing women. You'll find an easy redirect in the description, and I can't wait to see you in there. And depending on where you're listening right now, we would love it if you would click subscribe or follow so that you can be the first to know when our new podcasts come out.